Jim Griffith, and I am a violist in the Naples Philharmonic in Florida, and this is my 30th year with the Naples Phil, and I'm also the CEO of the Sidney and Vern Davis Art Center in Fort Myers.
And I'm Kara Walker Griffith, and I'm a violin teacher at the Davis School of Music, which is in the Sidney and Vern Davis Art Center. And I've also taught in the Fort Myers area for the 30 years I've been there, and other cities before that, always in my daughter's schools, elementary and then K through 12 school most recently. Also performed in the Naples Philharmonic until the girls were born, and several other symphonies around town.
We actually met at Florida State University in the School of Music, and she later went to Indiana University, and I went to New York to go to the Juilliard School. And then we got back together after school and started doing some jobs together, and moved back to Florida and got married, had two beautiful young daughters, and have lived a life of professional music.
My mother always loved the arts and culture and always encouraged that in our family. So my mom went in and to the meeting and came out and informed my sister she'd signed her up for violin lessons, and my sister was a little disappointed because she wanted the flute because it was smaller and easier to carry. Of course, as siblings will do, once my sister played violin, then of course I thought that would be the thing to do. So I also took violin and piano lessons. My first piano teacher was a couple doors down, and I would ride my bike to my piano teacher's house on probably Saturday mornings. And so I had an early and wonderful exposure to violin lessons because my sister was taking them. And we were really blessed to have amazing teachers. I grew up in the Atlanta area, and my first teacher, we're still friends today. And my second teacher, who's a member of the Atlanta Symphony, we are also still friends today. And we had a really strong public school music program, so there was really no way to fail. It was a wonderful, supportive family and a wonderful, supportive arts community in Atlanta.
In 7th grade, they allowed us one elective class, and I chose to learn to speak Spanish. So I took the Spanish class, and after a couple of weeks, I didn't get along with the teacher very well, and I didn't enjoy conjugating verbs very much. So I went back to the office and I said, I don't want to take Spanish anymore. What can I do? And they said, the only thing that's available is study hall or orchestra. And I wasn't about to do study hall, so I said, okay, I guess I'll join the orchestra. And I did, and they said, well, the class is actually going on right now, so go down there and introduce yourself. So I did, and opened the door, and the conductor stopped the orchestra, and he looked at me, and I said, I'm in your class now. And he said, well, what do you want to play? And I didn't even know the names of the instruments, so I said, I don't know. And he said, well, nobody's playing the viola, so why don't you do that? So that's how I got started in music, and he was an amazing teacher and very inspirational. And when it came time to go to college, he said I didn't know what I was going to do professionally or what my major was going to be, and he said, well, make sure you audition for the orchestra there, because sometimes you can get some good scholarships. So I went to Florida State, and I auditioned in front of the whole faculty, and the viola professor walked out of the room with me and said, we'd like to offer you a full scholarship if you come to Florida State. And I said, I guess I'm going to be a musician. To me, music has taught me that it's a language, and everybody that can hear knows that language to some degree. I mean, we know it to the most intimate possibilities, but to everybody, music means something. And you watch people share their music on their electronic devices because it means something to them, and they want to share that experience to somebody else. If you look back in history, music is the things you learn in school are the wars, leaders, architecture, and art and culture, including music. So you learn about a society by studying the music that they enjoyed during those times. So,
well, for instance, you were just talking about this viola.
Yeah, I currently playing on an instrument that's from 1680. So what was going on in the world in 1680 when this instrument was made?
What has this instrument seen since
Yeah.
1680?
How many hands has it been
Yeah.
through? And
How many?
it was probably part of royalty at some point. And I know some of the very famous violists that had this instrument in the past. So it's kind of a pleasure to have this history in my hands and under my care at this moment. Music is an amazing language, and it's fun to share.
Interwoven through history and,
Yeah.
and community. Because of my mom's influence on us, I knew that I also wanted to share that gift with you and your sister. So, I had already been teaching for years, so it was really hard to. There was no way you were not going to be taught violin, as you recall. We have a really delightful photo of your sister in a diaper holding a violin at age 2. That's it, just diaper and violin.
But we also know that music as part of your education makes for a well-rounded human, and it's whether you carry it into a profession or not, it's part of your life forever, and
Spoken language,
it's
way to express yourself.
there's mathematics involved, there's language involved, there's communication as part of music discipline. So we knew that is essential. Yeah. So our daughters had no choice.
Yeah.
Music was going to be a part of their life.
We knew it wouldn't. You wouldn't suffer at all. All you would do was gain from it. So, violin was an easy. We could do it at home. There was no traveling. There was no. Getting the instruments was really easy. If you recall, you had a little blue violin and your sister had a little pink violin. So we made it as fun as we could until middle school hit, and of course it wasn't fun to do anything with Mom. So then, as you remember, the only thing we did is say, well, you need to play something, and you selected guitar, and your sister selected electric bass, and it worked out great. You loved it, you learned it. I know you have an appreciation, a love, and understanding of music, and I think, like Jim said, it'll carry through to you and your family and your life. So it's a wonderful gift. We were happy to share with you.